My name is Lainey Brooks, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to this evening's concert by the Boynton Beach Gold Coast Band. However, before we begin the concert, I've been asked to give you a gentle reminder to silence your cell phones and any other electronic devices at this time. Without further ado, please welcome our talented artistic director and conductor, Barbara Rubenstein. Last season, we joined musical organizations around the world in showing our compassion for the suffering and senseless loss of life in the country of Ukraine by performing their national anthem, joining them in their quest for peace and freedom. Sadly, in the past few months, we have been devastated by the terrorist attacks occurring in Israel. And so now we also play Israel's national anthem, Hatikva, whose lyrics are optimistic and uplifting, which is what we are all desiring for the nation at war. From the words of the famous conductor Leonard Bernstein, and I quote, "This will be our reply to violence, to make music more intensely, more beautifully, more devotedly than ever before." Please rise as we play the national anthems of Ukraine and Israel, and then join us in singing the Star-Spangled Banner. Jewish Heritage Club for sponsoring tonight's performance. It is a pleasure and a privilege to perform for you. Tonight's performance is dedicated in memory of one of our former clarinet players and section leaders, Milt Korn, who passed away last year and was a resident of this community. Milt Korn earned a bachelor's degree in clarinet performance from City College in New York in 1965, followed by a master's degree in music education from Queens College before being accepted into the NYU musicology program. He spent 30 years as a junior high school band director in Brooklyn and then developed band programs in 3 elementary schools in Queens. Additionally, he was the woodwind instructor at the Hebrew Educational Society School of Music, served as an assistant conductor of the Brooklyn Borough-wide Concert Band and Orchestra, was the coordinator of the New York Pop Scholarship Program, and was nominated for Teacher of the Year in District 22. In 2003, Milt was honored by the Music Educators Association of New York City for his outstanding service and contributions in pursuit of quality music education for all children. Like many of us, Milt retired to Florida, but fortunately his musical expertise did not retire. He became a member of our Gold Coast Band in 2014 and was our concert master, mentoring many of our players, both past and present. A dear friend of the family, Tom Greaser, who unfortunately is unable to play tonight's concert due to a prior family commitment, was one of those people that Milt took under his wings along with Ashley Backus, one of our student members, who he taught until she went off to college. Alan Levine, another current clarinet member who was also a retired New York City music teacher, went looking for a band to join here in Florida. He asked a colleague who happened to be a former student of Milt's, where should he join, and of course, Alan was advised to contact Milt, and he subsequently also became a member of our band. In addition to our Gold Coast Band, Milt also performed and was section leader in the Palm Beach Gardens Band and performed in several clarinet quartet groups and klezmer groups over the years. And as you may know from living in Valencia Point, Milt was also an avid tennis player until his illness slowed him down. I have no idea how many hours there are in a day because he did so much. It's crazy. That's not in the script. Okay. We are confident that Milt would be proud that we are performing for his community today. And we hope that you will all be pleased with the program, Chicken Soup and Licorice Sticks, that we have chosen in his honor. Music by Jewish composers, that's the Chicken Soup, and music that highlights our clarinet section, that's the Licorice Sticks. And now on with the show. Irving Berlin was an American composer and lyricist widely considered one of the greatest songwriters in American history. Born in Imperial Russia in 1888, Berlin arrived in the United States at the age of 5. He published his first song, Marie from Sunny Italy, in 1907 at the age of 19, receiving 33 cents for the publishing rights, and had his first major international hit, Alexander's Ragtime Band, in 1911 at the age of 23. Initially, the song was not recognized as a hit when Broadway producer Jesse Lasky included it in his Follies show. It was performed as an instrumental, which did not impress the audience at all, and so it was quickly dropped from the show. But Berlin, still liking it very much, decided to add lyrics, and he played it again in another Broadway review, and this time, Variety News Weekly called it the musical sensation of the decade. As is the case with much of Berlin's music, this is the kind of music that makes you want to sing out loud. And since we know that you all know the words, please feel free to sing out loud and enjoy Irving Berlin's musical sensation of the decade, Alexander's Ragtime Band. Is an Italian language opera in 4 acts. We're not doing all 4 acts. Composed in 1841, it follows the plight of the Jews as they are assaulted, conquered, and subsequently exiled from their homeland by the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar, aka Nebuchadnezzar. It is also the opera that is considered to have permanently established Verdi's reputation. He commented that this is the opera with which my artistic career really begins. And though I had many difficulties to fight against, it is certainly that Nabucco was born under a lucky star. Let's all get under that lucky star as the band plays the Nabucco Overture. Love is Here to Stay by George and Ira Gershwin. Written in 1937 by George and Ira Gershwin, Love is Here to Stay was performed in many films, most notably by Gene Kelly in An American in Paris as part of a romantic storyline. However, because the song contains no gender pronouns, it is thought that the song was possibly about brotherly love, as according to Ira, it was the last song penned by George before his death. And as Michael Feinstein says, it can be read as an eloquent memorial to the brothers and their work together. Along that vein, please welcome to our stage our favorite jazz artist. Wait, So, our favorite jazz artist is Miss Donna Singer. However, she's going to help me to my seat. However, she just told me, so she sings around the world and is an award-winning. She's singing in June at the Vatican. And at Valencia Point. Please enjoy Donna Singer singing Love is Here to Stay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? I felt like warming bread because Valentine is always close to my heart. And I didn't want to wear black. Sorry, Barbara. Okay, red is fine.
Can you believe Gershwin, Verdi, and Donna Singer? Oh my God. Let's keep that wonderful vibe going as we feature our fabulous clarinet section delivering some real fun with Cool Blues by James Flowar. will have a brief 10-minute intermission after our next piece, during which time we invite you to share how much you were enjoying our performance and talking to Donna and finding out where she's performing and where we're performing next, and emails and, you know, all those wonderful things we will be sharing. Highlights from Fiddler on the Roof. Wait till I talk. In pre-revolutionary Russia, a poor Jewish peasant must contend with marrying off his 3 daughters, while anti-Semitic sentiment threatens his home. This is the story of Tevye in that fabulous award-winning Broadway show, Fiddler on the Roof. With music by Jerry Bach and lyrics by Sheldon Harnick, Norman Jewison produced and directed the film version in 1971, receiving a nomination, 8 nominations at the 44th Academy Awards. Since its release, it continues to win acclaim. A documentary film titled Fiddler's Journey to the Big Screen was released in 2022. I saw it, it was great. I think it was on PBS, you can on-demand it. And there's another version currently in development. Here for you now is a medley, including Fiddler on the Roof, Tradition, If I Were a Rich Man, Sunrise, Sunset, and Matchmaker. to the podium. But tonight is different because since our musical director is also an accomplished clarinetist, she wants to join the other Licorice stick players to have some fun with this next piece while we welcome to the podium tuba player / conductor, Mr. David Larrick. Scott Joplin, born in 1868, was an African-American pianist and composer. Dubbed the King of Ragtime, he composed more than 40 ragtime pieces, 1 ragtime ballet, and 2 operas. Through his composition, Maple Leaf Rag, he had a steady income. However, his life was far from easy. He and his wife lost their first child. His second wife died 10 weeks after they were married. Wait, you haven't heard? By 1916, Joplin was suffering from syphilis and descended into madness. In 1917, he was admitted to Manhattan State Hospital, a mental institution where he died a few months later at the age of 49. He was buried in a pauper's grave that remained unmarked for 57 years. His grave at St. Michael's Cemetery in East Elmhurst was finally honored in 1974. The Entertainer was written in 1902, first published as sheet music, then appearing as a player piano role in 1910. It gained tremendous fame when it was the theme of the movie The Sting and was performed by Marvin Hamlish. In addition to clarinetist Barbara Rubenstein and conductor David Larrick, we also want to give a shout out to clarinetist Jim St. Clair, who created the instrumental adaptation of this piece that we are performing today. It is now my pleasure to introduce Harlan Saar, who would like to say a few words about Milt Korn.
Hi everyone. So who was Milt Korn? Milt Korn was a very caring, multi-talented, soft-spoken, and very knowledgeable gentleman. He earned the respect of his fellow musicians and teachers, and was very well liked by his admiring students. His very smooth personality conformed to the sweet tones emanating from his clarinet and sax. I played the piano in a band with Milt called the Valencia Sounds, and Milt was definitely the glue of the band. In addition to his musical talents, Milt spoke fluent Yiddish, was an ardent Mets fan, and was a very good athlete playing tennis and basketball. He also refereed, back in the day, high school basketball games under the tutelage of referee Julie Bender. But perhaps his greatest talent was sweeping Willie Edelson's daughter, Laura, off her feet in a 50-year warm and enduring marriage, fathering Jason and Michael, thereby producing dividends, Taylor and Lexi. If an award were to be given to someone who reached a standard to which all others aspire, it would be called, wait for it, it would be called a Miltie. So to sum it all up, Milt's persona was that of a kind, caring leader and a mensch, and he will be sorely missed by those who loved him. We love you, Milt.
Now, please welcome back to the podium our fabulous conductor, Barbara Rubenstein. Klezmer dances. Klezmer music is an instrumental musical tradition that comes from the Ashkenazi Jews of Central and Eastern Europe. Originating centuries ago, its style of exotic melodies and surprise harmonies took hold in America in the 20th century. The melodies have been passed down through the Yiddish culture in Israel, Greece, Poland, Ukraine, and Russia, to name a few. Today's arrangement represents a melting pot of these styles, continuing to be popular at weddings and other social functions, and certainly at band performances. Here is Klezmer Dances. Jewish folk songs has resulted in a varied repertoire of songs which deal with religion, history, festivals, and celebrations. The melodies you are about to hear in our next piece, Shalom by Philip Spark, represents a variety of subjects and range widely in mood. Listen closely as we play 3 separate movements and melodies portraying different emotions from lamenting to rejoicing. Shalom. me in a round of applause as we welcome Barbara Rubenstein to the microphone to say a few words.
Good evening. On behalf of the Boynton Beach Gold Coast Band, I want to thank you for inviting us here to perform for your community. How are those licorice sticks? And what about the chicken soup? We truly hope that you enjoyed our presentation this evening. It was our sincere privilege and honor to present this program in memory of your neighbor and our friend, Milt Korn. I want to acknowledge his wife, Lori, and their family members. How many of you are hearing this band for the very first time? Wow. Okay, well, we certainly hope that this is not your last time hearing this band. If you want to hear this exact same program, maybe even with a few mistakes taken away, we will be presenting this again tomorrow at 3 o'clock at the Boynton Beach Community High School auditorium. So if you have any friends that maybe were unable to attend this evening, tell them about it and have them come to the concert tomorrow. Tickets are available on our website or at the door for only $10. Then we will be presenting our final concert of this season before our summer break on Sunday, April 14th, also at 3 o'clock at Boynton Beach High School. If you scan the little QR code on the program, on the back of your program, that will take you directly to our website, www.goldcoastband.org, for more information about the band and to purchase tickets. We would love to have you become regular audience members if you like what you heard this evening. Our program in April is going to be Marching into Spring. So we hope to see you there. I want to thank Mr. Ivan Goldstein and the Jewish Heritage Club for inviting us here to your community and making all the arrangements for us to perform. And thank you for the staff here helping with the setup and the lighting and the sound system. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you all for attending this evening. We hope to see you again.
I want to thank the band. I've heard you before. Tonight you were super. Super. Absolutely super. Second of all, I really want to thank Barbara. She prepared this with a Jewish flavor. I talked to her a year ago, and I don't know if I was able to pull this off. And Barbara came through for me. And I want to thank you so very, very much. And finally, we've got some donations tonight in honor of Milt Korn. We are going to donate that money to Israel. Okay? We have donated twice large amounts of money to Israel this year, and we plan to donate one more time at the end of the season. It would be nice of our members if they would like to donate, and we would send it off to Israel because they sure need the money. And again, I want to thank my executive board and all the volunteers that helped me tonight. Otherwise, I could not pull this off. Thank you so very much, and I hope you enjoyed the show.
Our final piece, Highlights from West Side Story, includes a medley of I Feel Pretty, Maria, and Tonight. West Side Story is the musical retelling of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, written by Leonard Bernstein, who is considered to be one of the most talented and successful musicians in American history. Born of immigrant parents, he was the first American conductor to receive international recognition. The 1950s were considered his most active years, for that is when he wrote not only West Side Story, but 4 other Broadway musicals, several symphonic compositions, and was appointed the musical director of the New York Philharmonic, a position he held for 12 years. Set in the mid-1950s in New York City's Upper East Side, the music of West Side Story blends the elements of jazz, Latin rhythms, and sophisticated symphonic techniques into unforgettable melodies. It is a musical that does it all, as we have done. We've played everything from Verdi to Joplin, from jazz to klezmer, from Broadway to film, from Chicken Soup to Licorice. So please enjoy our final piece tonight, unless of course you applaud so loud that we absolutely must do an encore, hint hint. Here is highlights from West Side Story. lead you to our favorite encore music, Stars and Stripes Forever. Thank you and good night.
As Ivan said, we sent twice a large amount. We're waiting and we're going to send